everyone, and welcome to Book Club with Bae. I am Bae, and this is Bae. Say hi, Bae.
Hi, Bae.
And this is other Bae. Say hi.
Hello.
And today we were talking about Never to Sleep by Rachel Vincent.
We're never to
see. Yeah, I was going to say, I only just saw what you named the stream.
Well, I accidentally said that in the group chat this morning, so I was like, and it has to happen now. I was like, that's the title of the stream now. Okay, so it is
It's a book.
It's a
novella.
It's the somethingth book in the series. I think 5.5.
We've read so many of these books.
And they all have the same. And okay, not all of them, but up until like if I die
now.
Up until now, they've all had the same fucking title. So like, I don't know where we are.
We're doing some Screamers thing.
I don't know what we're doing. But you know,
this is the novella in between If I Die and Before I Wake. And I'm not gonna lie, every single time I read those two titles, I just get
if I should die before I wake, like
I pray to God myself to take.
Yeah. Isn't my soul to take one of them?
Yes. I'm pretty sure.
It is.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this novella is from Sophie's perspective, which is what's her nuts' cousin, Zoe's.
Yeah, and takes place during the last and takes place during the last book.
Yeah. So food ratings.
Oh God, haven't thought about this.
I haven't either. I liked it, first of all.
I'm gonna go with a red vine because of the Crimson Creeper. And it's a red vine.
Yeah.
Hey.
You know what? I'll go with Skittles. I'll go with Skittles because it was enjoyable. Like, it was good. You know.
Sorry, just the end of it just amuses me so much. When Sophie's like, Kaylee could never deal with any of this shit.
I know, right?
She's crazy.
Kaylee saved your goddamn life, bitch.
But she doesn't know that.
She just thinks that Kaylee's insane.
But also, though, here's the thing. Sophie, so first of all, let's talk about the characters. So Sophie, real quick. Sophie was way more fun to be in the head of than Kaylee was. And Kaylee is
Aphrodite energy.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, Sophie, within the span of like a novella, goes through character development.
Yeah,
in general. Yeah. But a lot of character development and a lot of good character development, and like and more.
And she meets the Darius.
And she meets her Darius,
and it is really cute. And like really, over the span of 5 books, has gone through no character development. So there's that, like, and the point that like Kaylee couldn't handle any of this without being an idiot is actually, I was like, you know what though, true. I was like, girl, pop off.
And at least like, and one thing we got to give Sophie as well is right, like her first instinct when she gets home is like, I need to call my father.
Yes,
and tell him what
she's like, I need to talk to my dad.
Yeah, she gets talked out of it, but they have their chitty chat the very next day anyway. So like,
yeah, literally, she finds out immediately.
How many? Because in relation to last book, this starts just before Kaylee and Todd do a smoochy smooch for the first time, and ends the day. Technically the day before Kaylee dies, but it's the day Kaylee dies because she doesn't go to sleep yet.
Yeah,
and she dies just after midnight.
So it's
an overnighter.
Yeah, and it's honestly like I said, it was good and it was fun being in her perspective. It was actually funny seeing like the Todd. That
was so great.
Like, it was really happy. And like, I'm sorry, it was really funny because she was just like, because she was kind of convinced that Kaylee and Scott were hooking up. Her boyfriend is now in the insane asylum because he was on
demon meth.
Yeah. Well, and again, it makes sense why she thinks that because Scott like ditches school and then Kaylee ditches school and then whatever. But
And then
she's like, why else would she just go there? Yeah, she's like, why else would she go to his house if they weren't banging?
Well, yeah, there's another explanation for it, and then, like,
but we also get a bit of it in the inside as well, because like Kaylee's just like Sophie's just a slutty slut bitch face skank, and Sophie's like, I won't betray my best friend. Like she's a little loyal bitch, and I like it.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, you know, from Sophie's perspective, she is dating Nash, then cheated on Nash, and now she's there's another one, random guy in the fucking hallway, and she's like, this bitch. She's like, this bitch.
Like, she has the audacity.
This bitch has the audacity to not stop screaming, to put everything in sight, and how dare she? She's ruining my life.
She also killed my mom. So,
and she also does think that Kaylee killed her mom. So, like, there's that.
Yeah. And we do get a bit of a concession here as well, like where Sophie's like, if Kaylee didn't have a hand in it, she at least knows what the fuck happened, and she won't tell me.
Yeah.
Which is also,
that in and of itself is reason enough to be mad.
Right, because the thing is, she thinks that Kaylee killed her mom, and nobody will tell her why that's not the case.
That she actually saved Sophie's life.
Yeah, like, and that her mother accidentally proxy killed her for a minute.
Yeah, nobody. So she has like this hero worship of her mom, but nobody has informed her that actually your mom was sacrificing a bunch of teenage girls, including you, so that she could be pretty forever, and then Kaylee saved you. Like, nobody told her that.
No.
So what's she supposed to think?
Yeah. She just thinks.
She thinks that Kaylee had a mental breakdown and killed her mom.
Yeah.
And like nobody's like, no, actually.
Yeah. So it's nice being not in Kaylee's head, and it's nice being in Sophie's head and thinking of Kaylee. Because Sophie is us.
Yeah.
She's Aphrodite.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's nice. It's a nice break, and it's nice to be in Kaylee's head.
And now that Sophie does know everything, she's like, I don't know about in the next book. I know she does become a bigger character than what she has been.
Cool.
In the remainder of the series, because she's in on the secret.
Yeah, now the bitch know.
Well,
and her boyfriend, he's not, I guess they're not technically boyfriend and girlfriend yet, but her Darius is also clearly in on some sort of secret, so.
Yeah, the ending where it's like, what is he up to? Find out next book. And I was like, the fuck?
I'm just gonna, he's a good egg, okay? He's a good egg.
I figured he was a good egg.
Yeah. So the book starts out with Sophie at school, and one of the girl, I forget her name, Peyton, maybe?
Peyton.
Yeah.
Is like, you need to kick your best friend off the dance team because she's a piece of crap. And Sophie's like, I don't like that idea, but Sophie's also really worried about, basic high school stuff, So she kind of doesn't handle it great, but you kind of get it. Like,
yeah,
it's at least
it's high school mean girl politics.
It's high school mean girl politics, and it's at least understandable because you understand what her perspective is pretty clearly. Like, that's pretty clearly presented to you in the past books, and it's pretty clearly presented to you in the first couple lines of this book. So it's nothing that's not it's not really that annoying. Also, it ends pretty quickly because then the book starts. So
yes,
you don't sit there and
plot
politics. So then she bumps into. Sorry,
I was going to say she has her meet cute
with a door,
and then bonk.
Yeah, she gets bonked, and then there's like this ethereal hot guy.
Yeah,
he,
and
like crafted just for her.
Yeah.
And one thing I like about him is like she's just like, he's like, you could have watched where you were going, and she's like, how dare you? And he's like, just chill. So he's like very much a calming influence on her. He's like,
yeah.
He's like, these are the jokes. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, so he's actually a pretty fun character, which is nice. Because the thing is, like,
He's a new guy in school.
Todd has Damon syndrome in that he is a bit less fun now that he is Kaylee's little bitch.
Well, we don't know that yet.
No, I'm telling you, it's happened. It's gonna happen.
Yeah,
like half of Todd's fun factor was like just him cock blocking her and Nash
and walking in on her.
Yeah. So Todd does have a bit of Damon syndrome where it's like, okay, now that you guys are together, the fun has run out, which is a bummer. Because a lot of times it'll be like that where it's like, oh, the strapping guy with like the bad boy love interest is suddenly like complete 180 personality change the second they start making out.
Yeah, is just the is the first love interest personality.
Yeah.
Which if I rewatch, Damon just turned off Elena's humanity switch, so it's really annoying right now for me. It's a really annoying place.
You know what though? It doesn't actually last that long.
No, it doesn't. But
it just it's just that annoying that in your memory it feels like it lasted a lot longer.
Yeah, like it lasted 2 seasons. It lasts like 2 episodes, but like still, it feels like it lasted forever. Okay, it lasts longer than 2 episodes, but it doesn't last quite as long as I remember, because last time I rewatched it, I was like, I remember this lasting so much longer than it actually does, but it's because it's just so
fucking excruciating.
It's
or
so
like Elena, stop biting people at cheerleading competitions. God damn it! Like,
yeah. But so.
Fuck, we were getting killed.
So
so he's like, let me help carry the stuff for you. And she's like, okay, you can assist me in carrying thine stuff. And he is like, we can't go this way though. We can't. And she's like, but we have to. So they do.
Yeah.
And then they round the corner and there's a makeout session happening.
And she's
I love that she's like, there were 2 people that just looked like they were trying to swallow each other whole.
And then
also,
though, can we just appreciate her description of Sabine?
God, I know.
The scary goth chick.
I was like,
was that what it was?
Yeah. Well, because the other thing is that Sabine is not described to us as dressing like that.
She's also just the thing that she doesn't do good with her characters is she doesn't describe them very well. Like, I have no idea what any of these people look like, except for Todd. Damon Salvatore.
Yeah. I think the only reason that we know about Kaylee's hair, she has just lank, average brown hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's the thing too. Yeah, like I said, like you just said, she's not great at describing her characters, so we don't really get like a vivid image of what anybody looks like. So, like, somebody who dresses like that is quite memorable.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, I don't think that Sabine is like actually dresses like a goth. Like, the kind of image I get from the vague descriptions we get of Sabine are like when I didn't say Sabina, I said Sabine R, like 2 words. I feel like Kaylee's mentioned that she was wearing like black cargo pants. I just pictured Sabine like wearing like, generally dark.
Yeah.
But more like in the chic metalhead vein as opposed to goth vein. But
we
Sophie's
don't get like a solid description of it,
I know. But I feel like it's although Sophie's probably exaggerating.
Exactly. And
but we don't know that.
Exaggerating the makeout session between Todd and
not really.
She was.
When Kaylee describes it, she describes it as like it's soul shattering, like
the kiss was giving to them life.
Yeah, I think
it's your end game. All right, you have to get the end game description.
But from like an outside perspective, you're just
They had sexual tension out the wazoo for that entire book, man. It's
I
just
know, but
I
then
know,
like,
but I just feel like
but
they were too
publicly
coming at each
tongue
other.
down
Yeah, I feel like their mouths were very carp-like.
Oh God.
I know. But yes, and yeah, it's just funny because like Luke is like, the fuck is that? And she's like, I don't know who the blonde guy is, and she's like,
yeah, like who the fuck is this guy? But that's my cousin, and that's not her boyfriend. Oh look, there's her boyfriend.
Yeah, and then Sophie's like, I do not want to stick around for this shit, and so she leaves. But which you know, gotta hand it to her. She's like chooses to not witness the drama. I feel like if it was probably anyone else, though, she might have stuck around for the drama.
Yeah,
she was like, I don't.
She's like, I don't want to be vicariously associated with this as much as I possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just leave. And then a guy appears in the hallway in front of them. He just beeps. And
now, who was this?
Just
who do you think it was?
I just don't know.
I kind of thought.
Okay, we'll find out next book.
Okay.
I was like, there's no way Todd has no eyes. Like,
well, he has dark hair.
Oh, okay. Well,
I thought it might be
my head is Ian Summerholder,
and he's like initially he was described as a boy, but it's like, oh, he's older. He's like a man.
Yeah.
So like I'm 20s.
Oh, the Reaper that was supposed to reap Kaylee.
Yeah, that's
because he wouldn't have a soul anymore.
Thane?
And they just got Thane. Then they just got done doing that, which is why they were
making out. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Which is why they were.
Thane is being released, and that becomes a plot point. Because why else would it be mentioned if it wasn't a plot point?
Yeah,
Okay.
Fine.
But yeah, so and then Sophie does a screamy scream, and then she's because also like she's like, look, do you see this? And she's like, yeah, I see it. And like, what's going on? Oh, because also they shook hands when they first met, and he's looking at her like something. So
yeah, he was like, yeah.
But yeah, and they're holding hands when she starts screaming, when she sees his empty eyes, and then they wake up in the nether.
So one thing that was annoying about this book, and this is not really a fault of the book itself, it's more a fault of like, you've read the other books, so it's just kind of a natural consequence of it. Is that you know that she screamed herself to the nether. Yeah. And you know that this was probably able to happen because her dad was a banshee. Yeah,
she's half banshee.
So we get another explanation later. Now, I don't know if he's like actually a banshee or not.
No.
Okay.
No, he's telling the truth.
Okay. So, but we know what happened.
Yes.
We know she went, and then eat it. But like,
and she also has a connection with death because she
well, that's established later.
Yeah.
But I was thinking like maybe she just went through puberty late because Kaylee's like Kaylee's always like, she's so skinny. So I didn't know if it was like code for she hasn't gone through puberty yet at 16 or something.
No, because banshee stuff isn't related to puberty because Kaylee had her scream when her mum died.
Can you rest me?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right. So
it's just the first time they're around death is when they do their first screamy scream.
Okay. So like I didn't know exactly why, but like we know that that's what happened.
Yeah.
But like they don't figure it out for a long fucking time until the end of the book. And it's a little, and that's the part that was a little aggravating.
At least though, it's a pretty short. I think what was it, like 2 hours or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty short.
Yeah, it was really short. But it's just one of those things that's like when you know and they don't know, you're just like,
I I mean, like as the reader as well, it does kind of be like, how is she like not a banshee? Like how is she human, but like can still scream herself into the nether? And that it's not really ever. There's enough banshee that she can do a scream transport, and that's all she gets.
That's the worst part to have.
I know, right? Every time she gets mildly terrified in future, she may accidentally nether scream. Like,
that sucks.
But it's not ear piercing enough for like the necromancer to go, oh, you're obviously a banshee. Like it was just a normal scream, and she
like, oh fuck.
Like, because Kaylee can do a normal scream and not do a transport, I imagine. But
yeah, there's a difference between the
banshee scream.
Well, because we know for a fact that Kaylee can actually go
and hide it. Yeah.
and like we know that she can literally just like and transport herself.
Like
so it's not about volume; it's about intent.
She can cane.
Yeah, she can just be like.
Which I mean, honestly, is kind of good to do in some situations.
You know what, though? Like I said last time, I really wish that wasn't a thing. I wish you had to like
full on belt.
I wish it was necessary to just like.
I know, but but how funny would it be, right? Like, you're sitting in a quiet room and you're like, "Fuck, I need to go to the nether," right? And you just go, and then like it's like instead of like
you just disappear.
Like, you know, have like this, like some shows have like a teleportation like sound.
Yeah.
Bloop. And this one it's
but it would be even better if you're like, all right, we need to be stealthy. It would be very House of Night of them.
Yes, oh my fucking god.
You need to be stealthy. Earth, come to me.
Start screaming.
Like, I love the parts of House of Night where it's always like, I need to be stealthy. Spirit, come to me.
Come to me.
Cloak me in darkness. So that I can
appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Spirit, for coming to my aid on this fateful evening.
Even though we know that she can
oh, you heard me? Oh, shit.
The number of times she should have gotten sniped for all that shit.
There should have been. In the spoof version, man.
Anyway, so.
They're in the nether. She's
but
very
for writing, real quick, for a writing thing, if you were thinking about doing something like that where you're like, oh, they need to be stealthy, but this is their ability, you know what? Roll with it and like make them do it. Make them deal with it. Like make your characters live with that so that it's more interesting for the reader. Because it would be really interesting for the characters to actually have to work around the fact that in order to get to the nether, they have to just like that's way more
let it out.
Like that's way more interesting. Because then they actually have to be smart.
Like Kaylee's at school and she has to like go and find a secluded spot, right? But then like she comes back and like the cops are there investigating a scream.
Hi, we got a noise complaint.
Yeah, we got like
there was a screaming.
I'm pretty sure somebody was getting stabbed. Like
everything good?
I was about to kill you.
Everybody Gucci gang?
Yeah, like one thing though that actually is kind of annoying now that we mentioned that as well is, you know, the time where like Alec makes Kaylee scream herself into the nether in her sleep.
Mm-hmm.
They live in a normal house and her like scream can shatter windows if she does it long enough. None of the neighbors called like this called the cops about a blood curdling scream in the middle of the night.
Yeah, that's true.
No, but that's
fair.
No, that's fair though, because TJ, remember that time that we both went to bed and we heard a scream down the hall and we did nothing about it?
Yeah, but remember that like there's also like you can talk yourself into like, you know,
probably
maybe it was a joke scream. Like maybe it's a joke scream, maybe it's, you know, whatever. But a blood curdling, nether transporting scream that can shatter windows, I'm pretty sure would warrant a police call from someone on the block.
I just killed
because that scream can be heard for miles.
Yeah.
And no one called.
No one gives a fuck about the new neighbors.
No, like she could have been getting like that's an I'm getting murdered scream.
Yeah.
But alas, no one cares if Kaylee dies unless it's the last book.
She is dead though, so
She is dead now.
technically.
Yeah.
On the upside though, now she has 2 modes of transportation. She can herself or just herself.
Which is way more boring. Like,
Oh, but he's dead, so someone can help me up.
Yeah, she gets new struggles. She gets new struggles. Actually.
Also, if Todd was like, since Todd's her end game, they had to make her Reaper-esque death cop.
They could have made him human. Oh well, Banshee again. I don't know how, but they.
It's the cure. Everyone wants the cure.
No, I'm not pro cure. I'm not good with that.
Somebody got it.
Or they could have just had her, or they could have just had them deal with the fact that she was going to die. Eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah. And be like, that's obscure futures problem.
Yeah.
But then they just turn her into a vampire. I mean, Reaper anyways. Sorry, is it obvious that I'm rewatching Vampire Diaries and I'm in season 4?
Also, it is about the right part. It is about the right
Also, when
season
I
for
said
this to
that-
happen.
Uh-huh.
There is that.
It's just very
Also, when I saw
And they get together right
I
as
killed the guy who killed
as she gets turned into a vampire.
he was
So
over there.
Yep, and he disappeared, and he dies for a minute there as well.
yes,
And I think that Damon dies for a minute.
Yep.
I mean, okay, the Damon death thing lasts a bit longer, and she erases her memories and all that stuff. That we don't get a chance for that to happen yet.
Oh, I cannot wait to see my KD.
Yet?
I cannot wait to see my KD.
Oh no, no, it doesn't happen.
I was
But,
like,
we didn't get a chance for that to happen because he was dead for all of an hour. But
Good.
I mean, that's the death span of everyone in Vampire Diaries except for Jenna and Alaric.
Scene in 6.
I just want Alaric back.
It's like season 6.
I just want Alaric back.
Yeah. And it's like
I
he's
know.
gone for so long.
Yeah.
And poor guy though, like he's meant to like he shouldn't have aged because he's been dead, but he visibly ages. I mean, that's it though. Damon visibly ages, like God knows how
God,
much.
Yeah, they all do.
Oh, like Paul Wesley, not as much as I think some of the others.
Yeah.
But Damon,
I think
Damon definitely.
and Nina doesn't age too visibly. I think it's like probably the benefit of because they both have olive skin, and that's probably the benefit of that. But it's so funny that every time like there's an like Angel from Buffy, David Boreanaz in the Buffy pilot versus the Angel finale. He's visibly aged like 10 years.
I mean, it happens to the best of us.
And he's gay, and he's got a fat, and it's a thing. And I'm just like, oh, what happened to you, Angel? You're not supposed to age.
Listen,
I just wish that vampires were a thing, at least temporary vampires or something.
That's the thing
Something
about,
that could make an actor playing a vampire not age.
not age.
Well, the thing about Nina is that she doesn't visibly like age in her face, but you can tell that she's not like, because she's 19 when she's in the first season.
Mm-hmm.
But it's less that
You can
like,
tell in the chest.
but you can tell that like she's not that she's in her 20s because she doesn't look like a teenager anymore. Yeah. So like that's the only thing. So it's not that like. So it's just normal
Usually,
it's just normal like finishing the puberty process stuff, and less like.
it's her collarbones are probably one of the biggest giveaways for it. I don't know. Like women versus teenagers, their collarbones, even if they don't gain any weight, they look different.
Yeah, well, the structure of your bones changes into your 20s as a woman.
Yeah.
So,
But
and then around 23, it stops.
yeah, it's and poor Caroline, she's meant to be 16 the entire series, and she looks 30 by the end.
Because she is.
And also because she ended up being pregnant because the actress was pregnant, so that's why they did what they did. And you can tell by the end as well, because pregnancy ages you. at age as you. And that was probably like the worst thing to happen to someone playing a vampire is to get pregnant. Because that just added 5 years onto her face right there. Poor thing.
But
But we're in the nether.
So we're in another. And Sophie's like, WTF with
yeah. So she's immediately like, oh my god, am I crazy like Kaylee? And it's
Yeah, basically.
there's just so much shade on it, Kaylee.
And bless Luca though. He's just like, look, I don't want you to freak out.
But
Things are not as they seem, but you're still at school. You are
She's
still
like,
at school.
"Fuck you,
but-
liar."
He's like, so think of school as like the top layer of the cake, and now we're in like the second layer of the cake. Isn't that fun? And she's like, no, it's not. I don't like
She's
that.
like, the fuck you mean, bro?
And she's like, I don't want to be inside the cake. I want to be outside the cake. And can we go back outside the cake now? And he's like, I don't know how. He's like, well, we can try. So he doesn't have a way to transport himself in and out of the nether. So
I got you.
He's like, we fucked.
So
I don't know how we got here.
So there's Crimson Creeper everywhere. We've been inside this part of the nether before just because we were here like 2 seconds ago from the last book and everything. So most of this book is them just kind of romping around the nether.
Literally, that's really it. And then they get separated.
And then so they like there's not a ton to talk about in that regard because it's literally just like they romp around the nether.
Bonding.
There's bonding.
I know.
And then
he's like, oh, and then she's like, how do you know all of this stuff? And he's like, cause I ain't human, bitch.
Because I'm a necromancer.
And she's like, a necrophiliac?
Yeah. She's like, you like to fuck dead bodies?
He's like, no, I don't fuck dead people. I see dead people.
Yeah.
Yes. And I can't remember the ins and outs of it, but he's like, look, necromancy is not what the movies make necromancy to be a thing.
Yeah.
So I can't remember what he does. I just know that he doesn't make potions and make zombies.
So then we eventually run into our favorite Hellion.
Yes, of course we do.
And then they get separated. And then when she wakes up,
I don't know for
we're with
sure.
Addison.
Which makes me it was so sad. Seeing Addison was so fucking, because she's just not herself. And like, so she's like, oh my god, the pop star? Addison? And she's like,
So who knows when that
and
was.
she's like,
what name? That is not my name. Go to where you began and you can leave this place. And I'm like, okay, so we
do you want to do it in the accent? Because we get accents at Addison.
yes, we do. Okay, I got this. She's like, Addison Kane. That's not my name. But if you go back to where it all began, you got yourself in. You can get yourself out.
You need to listen.
You need.
no.
I'm not.
If I did, like, I would be sitting here being like, I don't know what happened. I promise you I listened to this. I just don't know what happened.
The accent is so bad.
I also don't want to have Todd ruined for me.
We were talking about.
He's gonna be ruined. He's with Kaylee now. They're a thing, and he's gonna get all of the sappy.
I was like, no.
He's already started to get sappy. The difference is though, you get to like just read the sap. We get. I love you so much, Kaylee.
I love you.
Yeah, and I
Upstairs, there's a guy.
can just
You
imagine
say-
Salvatore.
Like Todd smoking a pack a day
Yeah,
for 110 years is what he sounds like.
He used to.
But they get separated. Addison does that thing.
He used to run.
Next book, Todd's gonna give Kaylee something he's never given to anyone before, and it's gonna be a big speech. Just be prepared.
So he used to run.
What was that?
Is it when they blink?
What are y'all talking about?
I think it might be when they boink, but he's not giving her boink because he's giving boink
because he's given people blink before, but like she's never received one before.
I'm about to take something I've never taken before.
Your blink.
It's your V card.
She's like, well, by like 50 people. That'd be awesome.
I'm gonna frame it and put it on the fridge.
God. Anyways. What happens next? Eventually they just get
now.
again.
Sorry.
They just see each other again. And then they go home. Like, I don't really know what's happening.
Okay. So after Addison is like, go back the way you came.
I spawned.
Addison is like, all right, bye. And so then she kind of romps around a little bit, and then we find him, and then she's like, we can get out of here. And then they're running, and then they're like almost dead, and then he kisses her.
We skipped Sophie actually being kind of badass, right?
Yeah.
Because she accidentally cuts herself on the jungle because she's under a jungle gym, surrounded by Crimson Creeper. And when I think it's like one of the dome jungle gyms.
Yeah, that's how I imagined it as well.
So she's in a Crimson Creeper tent, effectively, and she accidentally cuts herself on the metal, and she's like, oh, and then like the Crimson Creeper's like, blood, and like does a movie move, and she's like, ah, and she's like, oh, I can get out, and she literally like just full blown whacks her hand, like, and
he threatened to unplug the Wi-Fi.
Why would he do that? Isn't he playing games?
Yes, he is playing games, and he still threatened to unplug the Wi-Fi.
Why?
Male douche.
Yes.
Don't you love living with him?
Yeah, I mean, I do.
That's the upside to my situation, because 60 can't ever threaten that because the Wi-Fi connection is all behind my computer and it's in a corner. It's like there.
Mine's
I can't get to it
over there. My computer.
You're gonna need a broom to beat him with.
You just store it next to your desk.
What?
You just store the broom next to your desk, so when he comes over to hit the Wi-Fi, you just
Burn him.
Yeah, good. So Kaylee accidentally cuts herself, and then the Crimson Creeper is like, ooh, yummy. And so it's like,
Kaylee.
And so then, she notices.
She impales his hand.
So then she's like, and then.
What is mine?
I will say, I don't think Kaylee would have done that.
No, Kaylee could never. Hot take, Kaylee could fucking never. Kaylee would never. She could never. She would never think of it. She would never have the balls to do it. Instead, she would take Nash's hand and she would be like, fuck you anyway.
Me too.
Yeah, but bless her as well, like, because she didn't want to do it. She really didn't want to. And she's like, I got to do it. And then she did it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even think she had the vague thought of, I'm going to need a tetanus shot. She was just like, shit needs to happen.
Yeah.
And then she crawls out and like shows the dance of like
basically what she does is she just like, she's tossing her blood out, and the Crimson Creeper is all like, ooh, and so
it makes a hole.
And then that makes a hole that she can actually crawl through. So
and bless as well, because she was willing to climb if she had to climb to the hole. She was gonna climb, but she didn't have to.
Yeah, and she was like, oh, thank goodness. Because also now her hand's injured.
Oh, we also forgot the first thing Addison said to Sophie.
What?
You should have kissed him.
I
was like, what? Okay. Well, and then what ends up happening when we see each other again is they're just like, he just keeps kissing her. He's like, that's the last time I'm going to do it. And I'm like, shut up. Let's just leave. Let's go. Come on.
That's what Sophie says. Because he's like, well, we might not get to do it again. And Sophie's like, bitch, shut the fuck up, okay? We're going home. Like, I need a shower. You need a shower. We all need showers. We need to do laundry. Like, we're fucking busy.
I need to talk to my fucking dad.
She's like, I need to ask questions. Like, this is ridiculous.
Also, there's also kind of... Because, she dealt with the whole Netherworld thing. Okay, I was looking for the quote as well. Because she was like, where the frick are we? This is when they first got there. And he's like, we're in the Netherworld. And he's like, nether means, and she goes, I know what nether means. Like, it means under, like nether regions. And if you're telling me this place is the world's crotch,
yes,
I'm not going to argue with you. And I'm like, I cannot at least appreciate the fact that she still has the ability to be snarky.
Yeah.
She just got transported to a Crimson Creeper hallway, and she's like, yeah, this place is the world's crotch.
Yeah. Did you see that guy just come down from the hill?
So,
but then they go to a garden shed.
Yeah, and so then they're fighting off like a bunch of nether beast monsters or netherworld monsters. And then
he has an epiphany.
And then she figures out she needs to start screaming. It doesn't work. And then it does work. And then they're back.
Yep.
And then she's like, I need to talk to me dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, you can't. And she's like, but why not? And he's like, well, because we don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know what the hell you are. You're clearly something. I don't know. But if you don't know, then your dad probably doesn't know. We need to just work out what the fuck's going on before you go telling people. And she's like, okay, well, I guess that makes sense, which it does.
It does.
But
and
then we come full circle with the character growth.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
So
yeah.
she bumps into Peyton the next morning. And Peyton's like, where were you? And this and that. And she's like, she ultimately like blackmails Peyton into not making her.
Well, yeah, because Peyton's also like, Peyton's also like, you're not going to be captain. I'm going to be captain. And she literally just goes, yeah, and who cares? It's just going to be a fucking pin on your Letterman jacket. So who cares? Like, I don't give a fuck. You don't give a fuck.
Yeah. And she's like, I cut my best friend's hair down to her fucking
scalp.
What do you think I'll do to you? I was like,
bitch.
I was like, bitch. I was like, bitch, go off.
And like her and Luca are like both like all disheveled and shit. And she's like, I don't care. He's my boo. And then that ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the two of us,
So-
Marshall and Angelina.
So yeah, Sophie has like just a quick little trip to the. Oh, and she's like, it was like I was asleep before and never again. And I'm like, oh god, that's where the title comes from. She's never to sleep ever again.
The ending was a
Another
little cheesy, but, you know.
Never to
Yeah.
yeet.
Never to yeet.
The proper title.
So that was the book.
Oh, yeah, no,
You'll need 5.
with the cheesy as well, it's
Do you
this
hear this
bit
in the
did
background?
give me some cringe. Yeah, this bit did give me some cringe. It was just like I felt like a new kind of princess, a warrior princess, ready
Oh,
to swing
yeah.
her battle axe with the hordes of the fashion challenge and the socially unfortunate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was corny. And it's like, what does a warrior princess do now? Or whatever. I was like, just shut up, dude.
Yeah, what does a warrior princess wear for her first day on the throne? End book.
Right. Yeah, that's all that matters. Don't be the last guy to die. Mine might.
So,
Right.
Barely. Man,
As we're having just a.
five.
anyway,
We'll end.
so
But you didn't go too off the rail today. We went a little bit, but not too much.
yeah, not too much.
Yeah.
Can I? Hello.
Okay, bye.
Can I help you?
Is he just?
You're disgusting.
staring
Okay.
at you? I
so
don't want to know.
On that note,
on that note, so Monday we're gonna do the next Morganville book.
Yes.
Yeah. And then we'll figure out when we're doing this book. So that's the plan. And yeah. So yeah, we nice short stream. But thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys next
I'll have
time.
to decide if
Bye
she's allowed
guys.